Hi friends, thanks for stopping by today. Suburbia. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mariana and my channel name is Garden and Grub because I here showcase how to take items from your garden and turn it into delicious food. It's part of my health journey and I'll go into that on another video. But for today, we're gonna do some garden crafts. This is a self-watering planter where it helps you not to water so much. I've done another video about self-watering. I'll put it down below. But I just want to show you some different ways that you're able to do that. And I also have one more way that I'm going to show you in another video because that is for the farm. So if you want to hear all about the farm and what we're doing over there, stay tuned, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up and a like. I'm here with another self-watering pot tutorial, I guess you could say. And I just want to show you some other alternatives. So, ooh, cobwebs. Well, okay. So I have these urns. If you saw my videos from last summer, I had them along the back wall. And I had Calabrocha, Calabracoa, however you say it, in them. And they died. And I put Calabracoa because I thought they were going to be drought tolerant. But these are so small inside that there's no way that they were even given a chance. So what I did is I sealed the holes inside. I don't know if you can see in there, but there were holes in the bottom. So I used a waterproof glue. I'll put the products that I used in the link. And I used on the inside the same glue, but I put over the holes a Gorilla. Let me grab it. I was puttering in the garden and I was playing with this, and after I did it, I did this a couple days ago. I thought, oh, I should have filmed it, so I'll just explain what I did. So what I did is I put the glue to seal the holes, made sure they came out of the bottom. Or I glued it. No, these came apart, but they're glued solid now. And then I got the tape. It is this Patch and Seal Gorilla multi-purpose tape. It is permanent seal. So I cut it out to the shape of this. I cut it out in a circle. I put that sealing glue, and I put the patch on top just for additional protection. And I did test it and it did hold the water. I did put a hole here so that way the whole thing doesn't fill up with water and it doesn't flood. So it'll come out and it doesn't get flooded. Now with this type of planter, I was thinking about using this. So I got these from Tara. Well, I didn't get them, my daughter did, because she lived here before she moved and she had plants all over her room. So these were $1.79. These, I guess, are orchid pots. But what you could do is put that inside, fill it up with water. But there's a little bit of a space here, so I didn't think it was a good fit. I'm sure I could use this for something else. I'll find something to put a plant in. But these I got at the dollar store, terracotta, and they fit perfectly. Like no gap or anything. They just like fit perfectly inside. And I thought this was good because the terracotta will seep up the water and it will keep the soil moist without drowning it in water. If I put this in, I think there's too many holes, so it would just drown the roots and you get root rot. But these dollar store pots, this is tiny. I want to say this is a 4-inch, maybe 6-inch diameter, 4-inch bottom, 6-inch top. That's how small these urns are. So I could fill it with water, put this in. It's like a perfect seal. And I'll just fill the rest with soil. When it gets water will hold up until here. The terracotta will hold onto that moisture, and it should keep. I'm not saying like this type of planter will never have to water itself, but the water will last longer. Because like these, I watered these twice a day and it still wasn't enough. They would, like in the middle of summer when it was like 35 degrees Celsius, 38 degrees Celsius, these became dry so quickly. So we have that, and we have the pot in there. If you don't have this, oh, it's like a perfect fit. I have to grab it by the bottom. You could use, this is just a Ziploc Tupperware. You could put this Tupperware upside down. Fits perfectly in there too. Just cut a couple holes in the bottom. Put it upside down. The reason being is that the soil will go around this rim, hold this into the center, so 90% of the container is occupied, so you don't get that root rot. And a little bit of soil around the rim, holes in there, so that way when the water goes in, it will go inside the cup and hold. It will hold some of that water. Also, it will also provide some air, oxygen to the roots. So this will work just as well. This will work too. So if you have something like that, upside down would work. So if you have a few of these pots, you could just tilt one inside upside down. I'm gonna do those that way for my 5-gallon bucket. You could also place stones, rocks inside, like little pebbled rocks, or something like this. So the rocks will go kind of around to hold it in place, and the soil in the center. You could do that. So many different ways. You gotta get creative in the garden. I got terracotta, so I'm just gonna use that. I just wanted to show you different ways because I'm all about using whatever you have that's in the garden. Not that's in the garden. Use whatever you have in your house and just makeshift something. Back in the day, we didn't buy all these fancy things. We just used what you had in the garden, right? But these were for my daughter. This I have to attest. I did buy these at the dollar store, so they didn't cost me much. Just a couple of dollars. So I'm gonna fill it with soil. I apologize if you see me like squinting my face in videos. That's how I have some pain today, and that's how my body kind of deals with the pain. You know how sometimes if you have pain, you kind of like, ow, and you kind of squint your face. That's how my body copes with pain. So even though I wear sunglasses, it's not because of the sun, it's because of the pain. I was on my feet a lot yesterday. Okay, so I'm putting this plant in. It is I also apologize for all the noise. Suburbia. This is called, I can't even pronounce this. It's an annual. It says to water once weekly, so it's a bonus. It's kind of like a succulent, I think. It feels like a succulent. I want to put it deeper. There you go. So when you have small pots like this, also think of what you're putting in here. You don't want to put any plants into small pots that need high amounts of moisture and feeding, because more than likely it's summertime. We're going to enjoy our summer. We're going to go to barbecues and family and see friends and all sorts of things, go on picnics. Unless you're retired and stay at home to be able to do this. But even me, sometimes I don't have the energy. So this will help to keep it watered. This plant only needs water once a week. So I say we're good. I got another one. This was my first one. I kind of didn't more messy. I cut it into a square, the Gorilla Tape, and then I realized, oh, I'll just cut it into a circle. I'm gonna put this. So if you have these leftover nursery, tip them upside down, put them in the pot, then cover it with soil, because this will take up room that in your pot, and that will help prevent a lot of the too much moisture to the roots. Moisture is good, but not too much. You don't want to overwater either. Do you hear that? That's a squirrel. Making an alarm saying there's someone in this backyard and I can't get to the peanuts. I'm just gonna put some in here. My husband hates that I have pots everywhere. But I don't think he'll mind with this because it's ornamental, not a vegetable. It's decorative. So funny, he didn't take after his dad. His dad loved the garden. He had pots everywhere with all kinds of vegetables. That's why I learned the hot pepper chili recipe. If you haven't seen it, actually that video went viral. I think it's at 22,000 views or something. I'll put it down below if you haven't seen it. Here up north, pepper season is not going to be here till end of August maybe. That's when I do it. But if you live down south, you're probably already coming into pepper season shortly. This was a very cool and wet spring, hasn't it? It kind of pushed back the planting season for me. So here we go. We got 2 planters all done, self-watering. We'll water them in a moment. I'm just gonna put them on the ground. I think I want to frame. I have no idea where to put these. I think I'll edge the gazebo with it. I have another one here. To do some night scented stock, but I want to do it in the garden. I think I'm going to do parsley in this. I'm going to do the triple curl parsley because it's shorter. I have this giant parsley, but I think it might be too tall for this. But this is another pot. No holes. I got this old Tupperware from my house. It's one from the dollar store. I can't find the lid. Does that ever happen to you? You get all these Tupperwares and then the lids disappear or the bottoms disappear and you don't have matches. Well, I kind of keep these and I use these. So this one, well, it fits like snug fit. So here's my pot. Super snug fit in there. I don't know if you can see. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom because of this. So there's like a 1/2 inch of water that will collect in the bottom and it will make it self-watering. I do have some rope. I could use some rope too if I wanted to. So I'm just gonna I think I'll put some rope. You don't really need to, because the roots will kind of like find their way down. I'm just gonna put some holes in the bottom of this and a hole in the side of this. So I'll be right back. All right, we got noggin time. There are already holes in the bottom of this pot. Looks like somebody punctured holes in it before. This was my daughter's plant. I didn't puncture holes in this. So I'm gonna put this in the bottom. I'm gonna use parsley, so I don't wanna use that glue. So I'm just putting that in. So that will kind of like seal the bottom. And if it gets overwatered, it'll just trickle down the sides and go out the bottom. So I don't have to worry about making that hole. Now, I need a larger pot to put in here. I'm gonna go get those stones that I told you about. Change of plans. I want to I'm gonna use this for something else, because I have a pot holder over there and this fits perfectly inside. That we don't have a gazillion pots all over the patio. Make my husband happy. Same concept. Putting that inside. I'm gonna put this in here. And I got these 5-pound stones at the dollar store. I wanted to use these inside those urns, but I had those terracotta pots from last year. And my creative self thought to use those instead. Don't you love garden crafts? That's the best part. You get to do all kinds of like fun things. Oh, these are pretty. These are just small decorative stones. I think you would use these for like orchids. I'm gonna pour them into my pot. I want room for soil. I think I should have put this in first. There's a little gap in the bottom, but that's okay because any overflow will seep down the sides and go at the bottom. Just the shape of this pot works better for my planter, and I'll show you. So around this, I'm gonna put stones. That works better. Let's see. I'm gonna bring it closer so you can see what I'm doing. Kind of want to mess it in there. Put some soil in it. Now, the reason why I did it like this is that way the water, I'm going to fill this whole thing up with soil. But I don't want this soil around here to sit in the water so it doesn't get waterlogged. I want it to bury the inner pot, so that way just this will sit in the water and it will wick up the moisture into the rest of the pot. Now this one in the center is going to wick up moisture and in turn moisten the rest of it. I got my parsley seeds from MI Gardener. Just gonna put these in here. I'm gonna dump this whole pack. Some around the sides, some around the center. I don't know if this parsley is a cut and come again. Excuse my garden manicure. I'm just gonna lightly sprinkle. And it's just so these seeds don't wash away. Like all to the edge, because sometimes they'll just the water will just push them all over to one side. I'm just going to tamp it down so it gets good contact with the soil. Let's bring this bad boy over to the garden bed. This is what I meant. The other white pot didn't fit in there, but this one does. Removes my usual pot situation that lines up there. So I need to get some more of these because my husband doesn't mind that if I put them all the way around here. Oh, seeing myself in the camera. I'm squinting and I'm going like this, which I do when I'm in pain. I catch myself doing that. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the garden crafts with me. I'm gonna take a minute to rest and I'm gonna clean up that little rock mess that I made. and I spilled all those little stones everywhere. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for keeping me company in the garden. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, friends. Take care. See you next time. Bye.